Good Wednesday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Wednesday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Nice and dry, and no rainfall right now is going on. Now, what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? We do have some flooding in Kentucky, Indiana, some severe weather in Ohio, Illinois, not Indiana, Iowa, with some more flooding going on over in that area. And then we do have some rainfall going on over in the Intermountain West, going down to the Four Corners area and down in the Southwest. But overall, things are looking good for the majority of us. Now, in terms of cloud cover, we're looking at some cloud cover, especially throughout the upstate, the Midlands, even the coastal areas. But there's a little bit of a clear spot over there on the eastern side towards the Petey areas, but we're staying mostly clear right now. And if we go in and take a look at our cloud cover for the future, we go in and push this forward all the way into around 10, 11, 12 o'clock p.m. Cloud cover with us, but definitely not completely clouded up here. We move this into around 4 p.m., going all the way to around 7 p.m., 8, 9. And you can watch how that cloud cover moves its way from the north and west down towards the south and east as we move later on into the day today. Now, as we go in and take a look at our current temperatures right now, we're talking about 78 Beaufort, 78 Charleston, 77 in Somerville, 78 also in Santa Rose Inlet, and 77 in Myrtle Beach, 76 Orangeburg, Columbia, 71 Greenville, 72 Spartanburg, York, Rock Hill. And then in terms of your air quality for today, if you're most of us are inside of the good category, but good amount of us are inside of that yellow moderate category. That's the Tri-County area. Going into like the more eastern, low country areas, pretty much Florence, going up towards Manning up I-95, and up there in Spartanburg, there is a moderate risk of air quality for today. So if you're in the yellow, just make sure that you're paying attention for that air quality. High temperatures for today, we're talking about 95 in Greenville, 97 in Columbia, Orangeburg, 96 in Moncks Corner, 95 in Charleston, 96 Walterboro and Hilton Head Island, 94 Georgetown, 92 Myrtle Beach. And then as we go in and look at your heat index values for today, going to be around 102 in Spartanburg, 103 Greenville to 102 in Columbia, Orangeburg, Kingstree, even around 105 in Walterboro, Moncks Corner, 109 in Charleston and Hilton Head Island. Winds for today are going to be pretty calm, as low as 2 miles an hour, maybe up to around 10 miles per hour at the max. And then those wind gusts going to be from around as low as 7 miles an hour all the way up to around 15 to maybe even 20. Now, in terms of rainfall, does look like that a good amount of rainfall could get going in the upstate, low country, Midlands, Grand Strand. Like almost all the areas could, but a lot of us may not see rainfall today, and that's definitely a possibility over the next 24 hours. And that's a possibility. Some areas could be as low as a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch, like maybe Orangeburg, Charleston, Hilton Head Island, tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch in like Anderson and Barnwell, Aiken, quarter of an inch to a half an inch possible in areas like Spartanburg. Now for the SPC outlook for today, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather for today for the entire upstate, all of the Midlands, the Low Country, and then going inside of the Western PD and Grand Strand areas, we have a marginal risk of severe weather. This is for isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. Yes, isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour is possible as we move on into today here. So make sure that you're paying attention. I think really tonight is the main time frame, but we're going to keep an eye out on this and see what happens as we move throughout the day today. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, another risk, isolated flash flooding. If you're in the green, you have a 5% risk of flash flooding for today. Make sure that you're paying attention for that isolated flash flooding. Now for the crazy score, one of the lowest crazy scores that we've seen almost ever. I think this is a 1. Well, it is a 1, but I think it is the lowest one that we've ever seen. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, to be honest, cloud cover not really too present in the main areas, like right now, Columbia, Charleston, Greenville, Myrtle Beach, Florence, and Aiken, all reporting clear right now. So that doesn't really add too much up. And then also just to the fact that it's nice, no rainfall, no nothing like that. Now I think maybe a 1, maybe a bit too low, just because there are other areas in the state that are receiving cloud cover right now as we speak. But that's just the current score right now. And obviously, if we want to get into depth with more areas, we definitely can go on and kind of check it out there. Oh, and look at that. It just got up to a 4, so spoke a little bit too soon. And, yep, Charleston, Columbia now reporting cloud cover. So just how quick that could change from 1 to 4. And then now let's go in and take a look at the models. Time is at the bottom part of your screen. Please make sure that you pay attention to that, as time is always essential for these models. We're going to start off here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and obviously it shows some little shower trying to get going over in the CSRA. I don't see it going on right now, but it stays with us as like a little just drizzle just going throughout the low country area, at least the western low country area through noon. So I don't know what in the world is going to happen there, but for the most part, doesn't really cause too much of a problem. Showers and storms start to form around 2 to 3 p.m. up there in the upstate. And, even as we get to around 8 o'clock p.m., we're still seeing some shower and storm activity that continues to push its way down. And there goes that risk of isolated damaging winds. Here's 9 p.m. And as you move lower and lower, don't really see it making too much towards the low country. But one thing that I will say is that a good amount of that shower and storm activity seemed like the timing could be from, as early as 2 to 3 p.m. to going into around 11 p.m. at night, 10, 11 p.m. at night. That's when we could potentially be talking about some of those storms that could potentially produce those isolated damaging winds. And so, that's kind of what we're looking at right now as we look at all these showers and storms kind of get going and, more isolated than anything. And that's pretty much all I have to say there for the models. Hurricane Center, we're not gonna last too long on this one, or be on this for too long. Disturbance 1, the red area, now has an 80% chance of forming over the next 48 hours and over the next 7 days. So this will most likely form in Vest 92, forecast to become a tropical depression over the next couple of days. And then we have Disturbance 2. I'm not worried about this one. The orange area now has a 50% chance. The short-lived tropical storm could form with this one. And so this could become Cristobal as we move over into, honestly, the next couple of days here. Really, because the forecast was forecast to reach cooler waters by Thursday. So if it really doesn't form today, going into tonight, then, there's a good chance that it won't. And then Disturbance 3, the new area that popped up yesterday, has a 20% chance over the next 48 hours and a 30% over the next 7 days. Environmental conditions are forecast to become generally conducive for some development, while it moves west or west-northwest across the eastern and the central tropical Atlantic. So this has a 20% chance over the next 48 hours and a 30% over the next 7 days. So all of them right now not posing an immediate threat to South Carolina, and the ensembles kind of just have them pointing towards the south right now. But, we'll take a look back at this tonight, see what the models have to say there, and that's about all. So I will be back tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. with your Wednesday evening forecast update. We will be halfway through the week. Let's just go in and get there. And we'll be halfway through the week as we get into tonight.